Welcome to episode 4 of my left foot. For those of you out there that's new to this channel, this is all about my left foot. Now don't stop it there. This is quality content. There's a lot of people subscribed to this. An update. This is like an omnibus update. We've had scan, we've had x-rays, we've had 4 types of painkiller, which were cocodamol, paracetamol, naproxen, a full course of antibiotics, steroids. Was there steroids? Yes, I think there were steroids. None of which really worked. So I was back in the doctor's this afternoon. Now then lads, there's only 1 or 2 things that I need to be mentally prepared for before I go to the doctor's. The first one, well, I think you know what the first one is. The second one is getting injections, 6 of them, in the soles of my feet. You know, in one of the toughest parts of my feet, the ball of my big toe. That was a delightful experience, I can tell you now. I forgot what we're talking about now. Alright, that was it, yeah. So I'm just above Arrochar, so I'm not far away from home. I'm taking my time. I'm going up an old hill. I think it's the back of Arrochar, but I'm taking a different route. So I'm going to go up past the hydro scheme and just walk up the stream. And if the foot starts to get a bit of a problem, then we'll just look for the quickest plateau, put the tent down, and that's where we'll spend the night. But I promise you now, that's the last thing you're going to hear about my foot on this camp. Nice to see you all again. So this is the Arrochar hydro scheme here, and this has been here for quite a few years. I think it was a community-led project. Okay, so I've got some water now. So my plan now is to actually walk up along the side of this burn that feeds the hydro, and well, this is where I see how it goes now underfoot, because this is very off-piste, very lumpy. I'm about halfway up now the back of Arrochar, and so far it hasn't been too bad really. The lower slopes were quite good. There were some good deer tracks down there, and it was simply enough, but a little bit boggy, and that wasn't too bad because it was quite forgiving, so not too wet. And now we're onto the steeper stuff. There's like a little crag above me, which I'm just going to contour around over above it and see if there's a camping spot on that, because that looks pretty good. But it's still continuing to follow this burn all the way up, so all good for water. So far so good. Right, I've hunted high and low, round and round, looking for a spot to camp, and I think I've found just enough of a flat area to put my tent, and it's right on top of that little crag I mentioned. About 1500 feet, so nice. I'm pleased with that. It wasn't about summiting tonight, it was about stretching the legs and getting out. Right, let's get this tent up. It's a bit slopey. It could make for an interesting sleep if I get in it all, but it's up. It looks fantastic. I'm very pleased with it. Look at these views. So everything I brought this evening is in a 33 litre rucksack. So what I didn't want to do is carry too much weight, so I thought, right, well, I'll put my Osprey 33 litre in and pack that up to the top with everything I need and nothing more. So that was the limiting factor, was the capacity of the bag. I've got everything I need. I'm very comfortable. So I've just come over here so you can get an idea of where I've pitched. It's a cracking little perch, isn't it? It's not exactly flat, but it's home for the night. Anyway, it's a lovely spot to have a drink. Friday night tonight. No camping tomorrow, because Mrs. Boardman and Mr. Boardman are out on the town tomorrow, out on the tiles. We're going to see arguably my favourite band of all time. We're going into Glasgow to see what could be the last tour by the Dead Kennedys, and Mrs. Boardman likes a mosh. I'll have to see how things go before I get dived in there, but there's no stopping that girl once she gets going, especially when her favourite song comes on, Moon Over Marin. I don't know if you can mosh to that, but she can. I'm about ready to settle down for the night now because it's getting cooler now, and I need to get back in my tent and zip up because all the beasties are trying to get in and spend the night with me, which is not a good thing to happen. It's a fantastic sunset and I've got a time lapse going. Lovely camp, it's really nice to get up. I'm pleased the pain I went through today in the doctor seems to be paying off, you'll be pleased to know, without mentioning. So far so good. Just before I go, I'd just like to pass a message on to Steph and Mark. Steph's been in hospital recently and had an operation today, and we so much hope that the operation is successful for you, Steph and Mark, and then you can get back to concentrating on what you should be concentrating on, which is living life and having fun. So fingers crossed everything works for you, and hopefully we'll see you again very, very soon. So other than that, I am going to settle down and get some sleep. So I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Now I've not got a lot of battery left, unfortunately. I put an aftermarket battery in and it's not as good as I hoped, but let's have a look at some of these views, shall we, this morning. Just after 6 o'clock, by the way. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful morning, and a very, very much unexpected inversion down over Arrochar and Tar, but it must be very cold down there. Beautiful here. There's a huge amount of condensation this morning. I've just had to really give the tent a mop down inside and out, but nothing's dripped down on me. I mean, there were no winds, so that was a bit of a saving grace. So I got all the doors open on it, and just for the next hour whilst I have a coffee, which I've got brewing at the moment, we'll give this chance to air out a bit. But that's its first real test, the condensation, and it were okay. I think in wind it'd be a different thing, but it's not sagging or anything like that. And again, you know, that's one of the beauties of this tent. All packed up now and time to make my way down. So fingers crossed that that inversion just moves aside for me. That'd be really nice, wouldn't it? I think it's going to be a steady walk down. It's very steep to start with, so we'll take us time, just make sure there's no slips or anything like that. But can you see the cobbler? See the cobbler over there looking fantastic, and banana in there, and then the brack over there. Just a completely different view of them, isn't it? You might pop back here again sometime. Some nice little perches over there. I'm down to the Beelac now, and the inversion did part for me, Moses like, but it looks like it's just rolling back in now, so I'm going to lose views and it's going to get a little bit sticky, but so far so good. Right, I'm going to continue down here a little bit more, just preserve a little bit of this battery for wrap up as we enter the fog. Getting down slowly, but certainly not following the track that I came up. So I've got disorientated in the clag, but I'm following a burn down, and I'm following it on my GPS. It's going to drop me down onto the 3 Locks Way, and then I can backtrack into Arrochar. So just fingers crossed I don't come across anything that I can't get over, round or through. Good news, so one of my footprints that were going that way. We're back on track, and what an excellent camp that was. So again, now we've seen the X-Mid and what it's like in Condensationville. So nothing to see, clag's still in. So thank you very much for watching. As always, we always appreciate a thumbs up. Any comments, please. Good, bad, indifferent, we like to hear about it. Thank you again for all the well wishes regarding the foot. Get well soon, Steph. Look forward to seeing you soon. See you on the next one.